Welcome to my video on my capture and sell workflow. Let's start at the beginning, capturing your portraits tethered into your computer, laptop, or iPad. This way you can see each shot immediately on a larger screen than the back of your camera, check focus and exposure on the fly, and make quick judgment on your exposure and pose. I use the Capture One software to put each image into my computer. This setup also reassures your client because they can preview the results should you want to show them. Make sure you stay until the end of the video, as I made a short video of a real client picking up her portrait of her daughter you will enjoy. Once the session is complete, I move to culling and selection. I quickly rate and flag only the strongest expressions and compositions. Efficiency matters here. You want to work fast but with precision. I'm looking for connection in the eyes, balance in the pose, expression, and consistency in the lighting. Those images that don't rate are put into a rejection folder in case I need to pull another image. This step sets the stage for a smooth sales presentation later on. Next comes batch softening, what I call the pre-presentation polish. Using a simple plugin or one-click preset, I soften skin texture and even outtones just enough to make previews look finished. Even though these images are not retouched for what the client chooses to purchase, they look more presentable than hard originals that come out of the camera. The goal isn't heavy retouching, but refinement. Clients don't need to see raw files. They should see portraits that already feel professional, flattering, and emotionally engaging. When I put the images in ProSelect, they reduce them to a 1 megabyte size that looks fine on the screen but makes it much faster to move back and forth through the images. I'll include links to both Capture One and ProSelect software under the video description. Now we're ready to import those finished previews into ProSelect for the sales presentation. The key is visualization. During the session, I project the portraits onto a large blank wall so clients can see their images at a true-to-life size, beautifully projected and presented just as they'll appear when finished. We hold corner samples and blank frames over the projected image to help them visualize the final piece exactly as it will look once framed and displayed. Seeing their family presented this way rather than as small proofs or thumbnails changes everything. The portraits suddenly feel real. No longer just photographs, but timeless works of art worthy of display. I show clients various crops, frame styles, and groupings so they can appreciate how composition, proportion, and finish transform the overall presentation. When clients experience their portraits in this immersive way, decision-making becomes exciting rather than stressful. They begin to imagine these pieces hanging proudly in their homes, and that emotional connection naturally guides them toward confident, joyful purchasing decisions. After the order is placed, we move into the final retouching phase inside Photoshop. This is where craftsmanship truly begins. The portraits that clients have fallen in love with now receive the finishing touch, the polish that separates professional work from everything else. Every pore, eyelash, and reflection is handled with intention. I don't believe in filters or shortcuts. I believe in refinement. This stage is part art and part science. If I don't have my artist or the lab do the work, I work on meticulously calibrated monitors that reveal every tonal shift and every subtle hue. Using a Wacom tablet and stylus allows me to retouch with the precision of a painter's brush. Each movement deliberate, each stroke purposeful. Eyes are sharpened to hold the viewer's attention. Skin tones are balanced to feel alive and natural. Color harmony is perfected until everything feels cohesive and timeless. Nothing leaves my studio until it meets my personal standard of excellence. I study each finished piece as if it were destined for a gallery wall. Only when every pixel aligns with my vision of artistry do I release it to the client. That is what transforms a portrait from good to unforgettable. Here is why I do what I do. Watch as this client comes in to pick up her finished portrait of her daughter.
We love the portrait so much. I love how you captured her smile and her eyes and her hair. And
I do not know how you did my hair or like the eyelashes.
It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous.
Okay, thank you. In the end, the power of photography isn't in the lighting or the camera. It's in how it makes people feel. Here is something you can't afford to be without if you want to learn how to create great portraits. Ever been in front of clients, stuck wondering what pose to use and how to set it up? The answer lies on the pages of my complete guide to posing. You will have increased confidence before each session knowing you will have the solutions on hand. This book is packed with over 100 poses, expert techniques, and real-world insights from over 40 years of high-end portrait photography. Whether you're working with individuals, couples, or families, this guide gives you the exact tools to make real people look their best. My professional photography playbook is a must to own. This will be your go-to throughout your career. You can find this and all my photography titles in the link in the comments section. See you next week with our next video.